Good morning, everybody, and thank you for joining me for this video. Joe here with Two Full Gun and Armory, and today's video is going to be the Week 2 video assignment for FTH223, which is the hammer-fired subcourse of the Handgun Specialist curriculum at Sonoran Desert Institute. Today we'll be going over the SAR B6 assembly, cycle of operations, and function check, as well as talking about a couple of malfunctions. It is April 4th, 2026, right around 9 a.m., and first things first, we're going to go through safety. There is no ammo in the magazine, in the disassembled firearm, or anywhere in the workspace, so we are safe and ready to roll. That being said, let's get started. Here we have the completely disassembled SAR B6. For the next part of the video, I'm going to be discussing 6 components of the firearm, what could happen in the event of a malfunction, and whether or not it would be dangerous to the shooter and why. The 6 parts that I've chosen are the recoil spring, the firing pin spring, the firing pin, the safety, the extractor, and the trigger pin right here. The reason I chose these is I feel that they all give a they're all important to the cycle of operations and whether or not the firearm is going to work, and I feel that a lot of these, especially the pins and springs, get overlooked when it comes to operation of the firearm. A lot of people are the type that as long as I'm using the right ammo and I'm pointing it and the safety's off and I'm able to engage my target, then all is good, when in reality, all could be 100% bad. So take the springs, for example. So your recoil spring, if it's broken, damaged, has lost that elasticity due to age, when you send a round down range, it pulls the slide back. And when it pulls the slide back, this spring is going to be pulling the slide back forward. And this spring sits on the recoil guide rod, just like so. Similarly, with the firing pin spring, you have the firing pin. And when that hammer strikes the firing pin and pushes it forward into the primer, it's going to tighten up this spring. And that tension is going to have an opposite is going to result in the firing pin moving the opposite way and back to where it's supposed to be. So if that spring is damaged, broken, whatever, then your firing pin is not going to move properly, and that's bad. Takes your gun out of the fight. With the firing pin itself, this is probably going to be your most dangerous one if all those other conditions are met, i.e., not following the directions. And if you have a broken firing pin, if you have, some damage to the end of it from repeated use over the years and lack or too little maintenance, that could definitely lead to light strikes or no strikes on the primer. And in the event of light strikes, it could be a hang fire. And what a hang fire is when that primer is struck and actually ignites, but you don't get that explosion. There's a hang time between when the primer actually ignites and when it actually ignites and sends that round down range. And if you're not following the directions and you have your platform pointed somewhere where it shouldn't be and that round finally goes off, then it could be a bad day for you or those around you. So those are the 6 items. Briefly, the ejector, not so much detrimental to the operator unless, of course, it goes down when you're actually needing to use it in the event of life-saving measures. then your firearm's out of the fight, and it's the same thing. But you're gonna see wear on the tooth or on the claw, the part that actually catches the cartridge and pulls it out of the barrel, pulls it out of the chamber. And if it doesn't catch the round anymore, then effectively it's not working, and you have to manually extract, or God forbid do further work. And if you're in the middle of a fight, then you're having a really bad day. With the trigger bar, with the trigger pin, you have your trigger being attached to the trigger bar. The trigger bar is, of course, going to be interacting with the rest of the fire control unit. So when that pin is broken, damaged, missing, etc., your trigger is not going to be interacting with the trigger bar, and then you're going to be having a bad day because your trigger is not going to work anymore. So with that being said, while none of them are inherently dangerous to the operator, all of them can present one condition of many that, when they're all put together, can be a dangerous situation for an operator. So for the final part of this video, we are going to be going through the 8 steps of the cycle of operations, as well as doing a function check. First things first, though, since I have reassembled the firearm, there's no ammunition in the magazine. Feed source has been removed, and the chamber is clear, and we are safe to work on this. So for the 8 steps of the cycle of operations, you have feeding, which you are feeding ammunition from the magazine, from the feed source, up into the firearm. When you pull back on the slide, it cocks the hammer. It's cocking it and getting it ready to shoot. When the slide moves back forward, it chambers around and locks it. So that's chambering and locking. And now you are ready to shoot. So then you have firing. And then at that point, the ignition of that round is going to unlock it and pull the slide back. And as the slide comes back, you have extraction. That extractor pulls out that empty casing, and the ejector ejects it out, and it cocks it for the next round and starts all over again. Now for the function check, you have weapon on safe, does not shoot, weapon on fire, it fires, cock the hammer, it fires, cock the hammer, weapon on safe, it does not shoot, weapon off safe, it shoots. And that brings us to the end of this video. Thank you for joining me. My name is Joe with Tufel Gun and Armory. Be sure to like and comment and hit that subscribe bell. It's the best way we grow together. Until next time, I'll see you later.